have such a rich culture that people is trying to follow Westerns, but you have the real culture here. You should follow.
ये कहती हैं कि वो इनके लिए पहली नजर का प्रेम था.
I saw this beautiful Sri Radha Londonishwara and I was in love. I just love to see them. I felt like I found my home. Ayurveda is the science of living, is the science of medicine. Like the name attracts me more than the burgers. Like the prasad, it really attracts me so much. And later I was addicted to Govinda's song.
Can you say the Maha Mantra once for us?
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
इस नाम को सुनकर अंबिका जी को इतना अच्छा लगा. बहुत आनंद हो रहा है एक विदेश से आई हुई लड़की को हमारे देश, हमारे सभ्यता के बारे में ये सारी बातें करता हुआ देखते हुए. हरे कृष्णा. वृंदावन की गलियों में घूमते घूमते हमें आज एक भक्त मिली. आइए इनसे मिलते हैं और जानते हैं ये कौन है, कहाँ से आई हैं और इनकी भक्तिमय जर्नी कैसे शुरू हुई. हरे कृष्णा.
Hare Krishna, very happy to be here with you.
जी जी, थैंक यू सो मच. यू स्पीक इंग्लिश?
Yes, my English is still not very good, but working on it.
Okay, so what's your good name?
My name is Ambika. I am from Colombia, and I came to Vrindavan for the past almost 10 years ago.
अच्छा, तो इनका नाम अंबिका है, ये कोलंबिया से हैं और वृंदावन ये पिछले 10 साल पहले आई थी. So अंबिका, what got you to Vrindavan?
Well, when I was in Colombia, I came from Christian family. I have all the principles. Faith is there already. Everything was beautiful. But I believe I was searching for something that I didn't know. I was very young. At the age of 15 is when youngers start searching by themselves of what they want to follow.
Yeah.
So I became vegetarian, number one, because in Colombia it's not a vegetarian place, and especially in those times, it was so hard to be vegetarian. But I did for the rights of animals.
Okay.
Number one was that, like, since little girl, I was in love of animals, and I was like feeling hypocrite to love them so much and eat them.
Yeah.
So for me, that didn't have a meaning at all. So I say, okay, I wanna try to love the animals with sincerity. So if I love them, I shouldn't eat them.
Yeah.
So that was the first revolution in my mind when I turned 15.
Mm-hmm.
I was still in the school, of course.
Right.
So I was in that, how to say, like, different path because my family was not vegetarian.
Yeah.
So, and I was just keep searching how to be pure vegetarian because it was very hard.
Yeah.
My mother didn't like the idea at all, so it was always a little cheating.
Yeah.
And I was like, no, I really wanna search a place where I can feel happy and being vegetarian. So in Colombia, they have this straight edge group that they are hardcore. It's a very strong music.
Okay.
But maybe you can search about it. But Raghunath Prabhu from US, he was a very big straight edge singer.
Okay.
And in Colombia, so we have so many devotees, Hare Krishna, that they were also straight edge and they were singing. So how they start, they preach about vegetarian.
Okay.
And later, little by little, they start preaching about more principles, like no smoking, no drinking. And anyway, I actually was following all that because I was still with principles, as I told you, as a Christian.
Yeah.
So for me, it was easy. And I said, wow, this is my path. Wow. I found the straight edge. And even though, sincerely, honestly, the music was not my taste, I like the principles so much. Like, they followed no smoking, no drinking, not eating animals, and take care of the sex life. So everything was like, it's perfect. I'm there. So I got like very, very excited and I went to one of the concerts.
Gee.
And in the concerts, I saw this table with burgers and books.
Yeah.
And I was like, burgers here? And I got to know there were vegetarian burgers. For me, that was a dream. I was like, how is possible it's a vegetarian burger here?
Right.
And I just went to the table, I bought like 5. And after eating these super yummy vegetarian burgers, I asked, okay, where is your place? Where can I find more food like that?
Yes.
So they sent me to Govinda's.
Okay.
In Colombia also was a Govindas, and I went there. I loved the food. I finished. The people were super beautiful. Of course, they looked different for me. They were having the Matajis, like girls were dressing with saris, and I was like, okay, the culture is sweet. And they say, okay, we want to show you a beautiful place, and I said, okay. They took me to the temple,
Wow.
and I was like, okay, they are super crazy, because for me it was very, very weird to see many murtis.
That was the first time you saw it,
Yeah,
right?
it was the first time. And I was like, I'm not coming back here anymore. Like, this is too crazy for me.
Yeah.
And later it becomes more crazy when they open the altar and I saw Gornitai.
Oh,
That was
yes.
the first deities I saw in my life.
Wow.
So Lord Chaitanya, Lord Nityananda were there with wigs. And I was like, okay, these people is too much for me. I have to
Yeah.
leave this place. And they say, wait, before you leave, we wanna teach you something. If you feel alone or in a stress or just you wanna, you know,
So
feel
I'm gonna ask you to stop here because I'm gonna try and translate everything that you just said in Hindi, and that's a lot of it for me to remember.
Oh my God, I'm so sorry. I didn't know it was like translate. But
Yes,
do it,
yes. So this is for Hare Krishna TV, right? And Hare Krishna TV, a lot of our audiences speak Hindi, and we want this to reach to all of them.
I make a promise. In 5 months, I will learn Hindi. I already put
Jai Jai Shri
my
Radhe.
Hindi is still I will say like 20%, but I'm shy to speak my broken Hindi.
हम आपसे हिंदी में जरूर आज कुछ बात कराएंगे. तो दोस्तों, अंबिका जी हमारे साथ हैं कोलंबिया से. आज इन्होंने हम सबके सामने ये प्रॉमिस लिया है कि अगले 5 महीने में ये हिंदी भाषा पूरी तरह से सीख लेंगी. जय जय श्री
I
राधे.
have to do it for sure.
Yes, now you're on national television, so now you have to do it.
I have to put.
तो दोस्तों, अभी अंबिका जी ने जो बात कही हमसे, इन्होंने कहा कि ये कोलंबिया में रहती हैं, एक क्रिश्चियन फैमिली से थी और क्रिश्चियन फैमिली से हैं और वहाँ इनके पास सारा कुछ था, किंतु इन्हें कुछ और चीज़ की तलाश थी. एक 15 साल की लड़की जिसे जानवरों से बहुत प्रेम है, उसके मन में आया कि मुझे जानवरों से तो प्रेम है किंतु मैं इन्हें खाती हूँ, तो ये कुछ गड़बड़ है, ये कुछ सही नहीं है. और इसी सोच ने इन्हें वेजिटेरियन बनने की प्रेरणा दी. ये वेजिटेरियन बनी और फिर कोलंबिया में इन्हें कुछ ऐसे लोग मिले जो एक म्यूज़िक बैंड से थे और जो लोगों को वेजिटेरियन बनने की प्रेरणा देते थे. वो लोग जो थे वो इन्हें वेजिटेरियन बनने की बात सिखाने के पश्चात इन्होंने देखा कि उनके प्रिंसिपल्स बहुत स्ट्रॉन्ग हैं, धार्मिक प्रिंसिपल्स, जैसे वो गैम्बलिंग नहीं करते, वो इंटॉक्सिकेशन नहीं करते, मदिरा पान ये सब चीज़ें नहीं करते. इन्हें और आकर्षण हुआ और फिर उन लोगों ने इन्हें जो है अगला पड़ाव वो गोविंदास लेके गए जो वहाँ का रेस्टोरेंट है और इन्हें वेजिटेरियन भोजन खिलाया और उसके पश्चात ये गई मंदिर में. अब मंदिर में क्या हुआ वो हम जानते हैं अंबिका जी से. हरी हरी. हाँ जी. Did you understand what I just said?
Yeah, of course, because I said before. Okay, I can.
अच्छा जी.
continue.
तो आप मंदिर पहुंचे हैं. You are at the temple, and then what happens in the temple? You can tell us that.
So we were like, they stopped me and they say, okay, we will teach you something to become peaceful, right?
जी.
So they start chanting the Mahamantra. And they say, just repeat this. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. And we chant like maybe for, I don't know, was like long. For me, it was very long, 5 minutes. And it was like, actually 1 round almost.
Right.
So I was like, okay. And it was, of course, it was a
Was it difficult for you to get the mantra?
because he was like Hare Hare, so it was easy. And in Spanish we have good pronunciation, like we have actually kind of same vowels,
Okay.
so we have good pronunciation like Hindi.
Yeah.
So it was easy, and Sanskrit, so it was easy for me to say Krishna properly. And it was very, very, how to say, it really attracts me. Like the name attracts me more than the burgers, the vegetarian burgers, like the prasad. It really attracts me so much that, but I can't explain. It just like I was on, and I said, okay, bye. And I went back to my house, and in the bus, I was just, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna. It was in my head. And I reached my house, my little brother and sister, I said, okay, listen what I learned today. Try to sing with me. And I teach to them.
अच्छा.
and they were repeating. And after that, I was just going to YouTube and Hare Krishna music, and I remember so beautiful Jamuna Mataji,
Ji.
the Govindas appear, and later I was addicted to Govinda's song,
Right.
and I was addicted to a beautiful Mahamantra that I need to search because it was one of the most captivating melody,
Yeah.
and I was just chanting. And I couldn't explain my desire to go back there, even
Yeah.
though it was strange for my, my life, because I
Yeah.
never saw a murti before. Even my mother never worshipped idol. La la la.
Yeah.
And I was, even though this principle was okay, I have to follow. Still, the Mahamantra was more powerful. I couldn't understand, and I was just, I want to go back to this place. I want to associate with them, and it happened. Maybe you can translate.
जय. तो अंबिका जी ने हमसे कहा कि जब ये मंदिर गई और इन्होंने मंदिर में बहुत सुंदर मूर्तियां देखी, पहली बार इन्होंने मूर्तियां और मूर्ति पूजा देखी, और उसके साथ उन्होंने इनसे कहा कि हम आपको एक चीज सिखाते हैं, और इन्हें हरे कृष्णा महामंत्र सिखाया. कैन यू से द महामंत्र वंस फॉर अस?
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
जय. तो ये मंत्र इन्हें सिखाया और कहा कि जब भी आप किसी स्ट्रेस में हो, किसी परेशानी में हो, तो आप इस नाम को पुकारिए और आपको बहुत राहत मिलेगी. इस नाम को सुनकर अंबिका जी को इतना अच्छा लगा कि सारा रास्ता ये इसी नाम की धुन अपने दिमाग में घुमाती रही, और घर जाके इन्होंने अपने छोटे भाई बहनों को भी ये हरि नाम सुनाया और समझाया. इसके पश्चात इन्होंने YouTube में काफ़ी सारे हरि नाम के कीर्तन सुने. यमुना माता जी का एक गोविंदम आदि पुरुषम है, वो आप लोग भी सुनिएगा, मंत्रमुग्ध हो जाएंगे. और फिर इनके मन में एक वही ललक थी कि मुझे फिर वहाँ जाना है, फिर इनसे मिलना है. So you wanted to go back to the temple. So did you keep going back to the temple then?
Yes, even though it was very hard because my mother, she didn't allow us much to go out. She was
Yeah.
protecting us for the harsh world.
Yeah.
And I understand. If I have kids, I will also protect them a lot, but she was overprotecting. So every time I'm going for a movie. I didn't go to the cinema. I was trying to go to the temple. Or sometimes finish a school, I was, they allow us to go early. So I was just running to the temple. So temple was like my happy place. And I started doing service, washing dishes, cleaning the floor, and I was the happiest. And they teach you that service is actually the true happiness. Our nature is to serve others.
जी.
We want to serve our parents. We want to serve our boyfriend, girlfriend, friends. We want to make them happy. This is
Yeah.
called service.
Yeah.
So in that, they teach me that we have to serve love. So we were doing things without expecting nothing and just for the service of Lord. So I was happy but to understand that and doing that. So we were cooking for Krishna, we were cleaning for Krishna, we were engaging our body in Krishna's service. So I found that I was happy and I just wanted to go there instead of going for watching movie or meeting my my girlfriends, whatever. I was just happy to be in the temple. So my mother was not happy. And of course, after a year, she got to know everything.
Yeah.
And she was not happy at all, of course, because she found my japas, she found my books, she found a Jagannath Baladeva Subhadra like this tiny, and she's like, what's going on with you? So as soon as I graduate, she sent me to London to forget about the Boris.
अच्छा, तो अंबिका जी कह रही हैं कि इनके मन में मंदिर की एक छाप सी रह गई थी और इन्हें फिर मंदिर जाना था, और इन्होंने जाना शुरू कर दिया. और अपने घर पे ये कह देती थी कि मुझे मूवी जाना है, घूमने जाना है, और फिर मंदिर जाती थी. वहाँ जाकर इन्हें एक नई चीज़ का पता चला, वो है सेवा. और इन्होंने कहा कि सेवा में ही सच्ची खुशी है. हमारी आत्मा जो है वो सेवा करने के लिए ही बनी है, और हम अपने परिवार की भी सेवा करके ही प्रसन्नता पाते हैं. तो वही सेवा अगर हम कृष्ण की करें तो हमें कितनी खुशी मिलेगी. तो ये वहाँ जाकर बर्तन धोया करती थी मंदिर में, भगवान जी के लिए खाना बनाती थी, झाड़ू पोछा करती थी, सारी की सारी सेवाएं करती थी. और ऐसा तकरीबन 1 साल तक चलता रहा, जिसके पश्चात इनकी माता को पता लग गया कि मेरी लड़की के साथ कुछ और हो रहा है, उसके जीवन में कुछ और चल रहा है. और तब उन्होंने इन्हें लंदन भेज दिया आगे की पढ़ाई करने के लिए, ताकि ये भक्तों से दूर हो जाएं और इन्हें भक्ति के बारे में सब कुछ भूल जाए. ओके, सो यू रीच्ड लंदन एंड Were you able to forget Bhakti and the devotees over there?
Well, I was following my mother, of course, guidance, because for her, this was like a betrayal. She's like, because my mother, she is actually very powerful.
Yes.
She's very spiritual.
Right.
And she even had a group. She's like a guru.
Oh.
So even she had a group in those times. She was praying for people. She was healing. She has so much mystic powers. And for her to understand that the daughter is taking another spiritual path, it was like, so she's like, after this you have to go and learn English in London and forget about these people. And even, I prefer you to go and party. She said that to me because she was so frustrated. And I was like, okay. And when I reached London, I was so depressed.
Yeah.
When I arrived, it looks like a Harry Potter movie, so dark. And I was like, because Colombia is a very happy place.
Yeah.
And I reached London and I was like, this is so depressed. Of course, I'm not saying London is depressed, but for me, being alone, not speaking the language, in a new country, without my family, friends, it's depressing.
Yes.
People will understand if you change your country like that the first time. So I was very lonely. Of course, they pay a family. I was living with a family. I have to go to my school. And that happened. I got some friends. They are the daughters of my mother's friends. They sent us together.
Yeah.
And they were like, okay, let's go party. And I was so depressed. They saw me so sad. And I said, okay, chalo. And we went. I was just sitting at the table. I saw everyone, these girls drinking. And I was like, okay, we were already 17. Okay?
Yeah.
So they were drinking, dancing. And I was just in the table. And this is not my life. This is not what I want. I'm not happy here.
Yeah.
Do you understand that even you force yourself, this is not for you?
Yeah.
And I say, tomorrow I'm going to search for the Hare Krishna community. I need to go and see these people. So you can translate.
तो अंबिका जी जब लंदन में पहुंची, इनकी माता के बारे में इन्होंने बताया कि इनकी माता जो है वो स्वयं एक गुरु हैं, उनका बहुत बड़ा एक ग्रुप है और वो लोगों की हीलिंग करती थी, बहुत प्रख्यात थी अपनी भक्ति में वो। तो उनके लिए उनकी बेटी अगर किसी और धर्म को फॉलो करना शुरू कर दे तो एक बहुत बड़ी बात थी। तो उन्होंने इन्हें लंदन भेज दिया और कहा वहाँ जाकर तुम इंग्लिश या अंग्रेज़ी सीखो। जब ये वहाँ पहुँची तो इन्हें काफ़ी उदास सा महसूस हो रहा था क्योंकि ये वहाँ पर अकेली थी और अपना घर बार सब छोड़कर वहाँ गई थी। जिनके संग रह रही थी उनके संग उनकी बेटियाँ थीं, इनकी जो मित्र बनी, और उन्होंने इनकी उदासी दूर करने के लिए इन्हें एक पार्टी में लेकर के गई वो, जहाँ उन्होंने मदिरा पान किया। ये लोग सब तब 17 वर्ष के रहे होंगे और अंबिका जी को ये बात खलने लगी। इन्होंने सोचा मैं ऐसा नहीं करना चाहती, मैं ऐसा नहीं बनना चाहती, मैं ये सब चीज़ें नहीं करना चाहती। और फिर इन्होंने अपने मन में सोचा कि मुझे फिर से हरे कृष्णा वालों को ढूंढना है। अब ये ढूंढने का सफ़र इन्हें कहाँ लेकर गया, आइए ये जानते हैं। So you wanted to search the Hare Krishna people.
Yeah.
And what happened?
Even though I didn't speak English, I was asking in the street. I knew was in a place called Soho Street. And I was searching. I was like asking with my very poor English. I was like, and they were like, right, like giving me directions. I walked maybe like 2 hours.
How did you know it's in Soho?
I searched the address in the website and I was like, Soho, something with Soho. And luckily, I was in Piccadilly Circus. Piccadilly and Soho are very close. But still, I mean, it's a lot of little streets in London. So I was searching. I was like, and after 2 hours, I found them. And I saw Govindas. I was like, wow, amazing. I went inside and they have this little Krishna Murti, little Govinda, in the middle of restaurants and everyone is eating. And immediately I saw that deity, I just bow down. And the devotees were like, Mataji, temple is upstairs, go up. Because of course, you know, it's like people who are not devotees, they will look like what she's doing. So as soon as I went up, I saw this beautiful Sri Radha Londonishvara. And I was in love. I just loved to see them. And it was like love first. It was the first time. I mean, I love Gornitai in Colombia when I was serving them. But the love that I felt for this Radha Krishna was just amazing. I felt like I found my home. That was as soon as I reached that place.
तो अंबिका जी जब लंदन में थी, ये इन्होंने गूगल करके देखा कि हरे कृष्णा मंदिर कहाँ है और फिर उसे ढूंढना शुरू किया और ये वहाँ पहुँची। इन्होंने गोविंदाज रेस्टोरेंट देखा और वहीं रेस्टोरेंट में ही इन्होंने अपना दंडवत प्रणाम किया और फिर ऊपर मंदिर गई। वहाँ पहली बार इन्हें राधा रानी और कृष्ण की मूर्ति के दर्शन हुए श्री श्री राधा लंडनेश्वर मंदिर में। और ये कहती हैं कि वो इनके लिए पहली नज़र का प्रेम था, पहली नज़र में इन्हें कृष्ण से प्रेम हो गया। सो what made you fall in love with Krishna? What makes you love Krishna?
I believe by chanting, associating with devotees, you understand this is very, very special and you cannot find everywhere. That's why I was missing. I was in separation. So I got the holy name, I got the devotees, I got prasad, I got all this beautiful package in my life. And by being taken away from me, the desire was just increasing. I was just thinking, I want to be there. I want to have that. I really miss the forest. So I believe like by tasting this beauty and being taken away and by reconnecting, I just surrender.
Wow.
And I honestly believe like in those times, it was my golden time in Krishna consciousness. It was so beautiful. I was being there as soon as I finished my class. I was in the temple and I was in the last artik. I just wait that everyone leave. I was all the time in the temple and doing so much seva. And the devotees saw that, so they say, we understand you are studying, but you can live here. So they opened the ladies ashram to allow me to live there. And of course I request. I was like, I want to live here. I want to live. So they allowed me to live there. So I was living there for 2 years and I was the happiest.
वाह वाह। तो अंबिका जी कहती हैं कि इन्हें कृष्ण से प्रेम हो गया जब आपको भक्तों का संग मिलता है, जब आपको हरिनाम मिलता है, तो जब आपको प्रसाद मिलता है, तब आपको भक्तों से प्रेम होना, कृष्ण से प्रेम होना बिल्कुल स्वाभाविक है। और इन्होंने कहा कि क्योंकि इनके जीवन में ये सब कुछ एक बार के लिए आया और फिर उसे ले लिया गया, तो वो ललक, वो भूख और ज़्यादा तीव्र हो गई और फिर इनके मन में बस एक ही था कि मुझे कृष्ण चाहिए, मुझे हरिनाम चाहिए। ये वहाँ अपनी पढ़ाई कर रही थी लंदन में और अपनी पढ़ाई के बाद तुरंत मंदिर पहुँच जाया करती थी और आखिरी आरती तक वहीं रहती थी। इनकी डेडिकेशन देख करके, इनके मन की तीव्रता देख करके मंदिर वालों ने इनसे कहा कि आप यहीं रह सकती हैं हमारे आश्रम में, और इन्हें वहाँ रहने की अनुमति दे दी। और ये वहाँ 2 साल तक पूरे रहीं, सारी सेवाएं करती रहीं कृष्ण के लिए, और कहती हैं कि ये उनकी गोल्डन पीरियड यानी कि सबसे खुशी का समय था। So yes, so
I was there. We were in Harinam, cooking for Krishna. I mean, helping cooking for Krishna. I was doing Pujari Seva, helping making garlands for Krishna. It was I was happy, and I did my strongest brahmachari life for 2 years. So I was, of course, living in the ashram means like you have to keep your 4 principles very strong. So I believe it was the best time I was there.
What are these 4 principles?
Okay, of course, vegetarian. We practice ahimsa. So, and also we wanna be pure inside. We don't wanna bring violence and suffering inside us. And we know by eating animals, it was so much suffering behind that.
Right.
So we follow vegetarian number 1, and second is we don't consume drugs, alcohol, or nothing like that, because again we want to purify our body inside. We don't want to give anything that activates it, but it should be natural. We have power in our body, so we should use our own resource, nothing from outside. So don't consume drugs or even caffeine, nothing that activates. We also try to follow celibacy, of course. If you are not in a relationship, just try brahmacharya as possible. Otherwise, if you are with your partner, just with your partner, to protect the sexual life is important, because it's the energy there, it's the vitality there. And of course, we don't gambling, or we don't play this kind of things that will our ambitious side come out. The idea of the spiritual practice is to be humble and nice with everyone, sincere at the end all these games and this kind of
जी
things is gonna make us proud, ambitious, and we want to be away from that.
right,
We want to
right.
have human principles also, humanity
जी
principles.
जी
So these are the 4 principles as the body we follow, and if you live in the ashram, we have to be very strict in that.
राइट राइट। तो दोस्तों अभी इन्होंने जो ये 4 विषयों के बारे में बात की बहुत बहुत इम्पॉर्टेंट है और मैं आशा करती हूँ कि आपने इन्हें समझा और कुछ मैं आपको ट्रांसलेट करके भी बताऊंगी। तो इन्होंने कहा कि उन 2 सालों में ये ब्रह्मचर्य फॉलो करती थी, एक ब्रह्मचारी की लाइफ ज़िंदगी इन्होंने जी और उस समय इन्होंने ये 4 प्रिंसिपल्स को बहुत कड़ी तरीके से फॉलो किया। सबसे पहला है कि मदिरा पान नहीं करना, जो पशु पक्षियों को मांसाहार करते हैं वो नहीं करना। और इसके पीछे का जो रीज़न इन्होंने कहा दोस्तों ये बहुत सुंदर था। इन्होंने कहा कि हमें अपने शरीर को नेचुरल रखना चाहिए जिस तरह से वो बनाया गया है, अर्थात हमें अपने शरीर में कोई भी गलत चीज़ नहीं डालनी चाहिए। तो हम किसी और को मारकर उस पशु को किसी और को मारकर उसे अपने शरीर में नहीं डालना चाहिए। हिंसा वाली चीज़ें हमें अपने शरीर में नहीं डालनी चाहिए और जो मदिरा वगैरह मैंने कहा वो नहीं हमें पान करना चाहिए ताकि हमारा शरीर नेचुरल रह सके और हम इस शरीर को भक्ति में इसका उपयोग कर सकें। प्लस इन्होंने कहा कि ये जुआ आदि नहीं खेलती थी और अवैध शारीरिक संबंध जो है ब्रह्मचर्य का पालन किया करती थी। सो cleanliness in your heart and mind when you eat clean food that you said, or when you don't eat non-veg or intoxication, that helps you improve your thoughts as well. Is it related?
Yes, everything is related. Whatever we eat, we are. If we are eating non-veg, this will affect like highly. Like you will find, of course, healthier when you don't consume these things. Your body will be healthier, more active, because by processing this food takes a lot of time.
Right.
So when you eat fresh food, it's gonna go easily. So your everything, how is your health? It starts here in your gut. So if this is health, our mind, heart, full body is good, joints, everything is good.
Achha.
So of course, in the health side, in the body side, helps a lot. Now in the mind, as I said, you are more open, more fresh to really, focus and connect easily to the spirituality also.
Wow.
And my mother, she used to eat meat, of course.
Right.
And she was very high temper, strong temper, and that was one of the reasons I was searching outside a little bit, because she was teaching us so many amazing principles, but with very strong character.
Right.
Happened that after she loves the devotees now. I will tell maybe the story soon, but now she loves, and she became vegetarian, and I could see 100% how her anger came down to zero. Now she's the more kind and more beautiful. Nothing compared to what she was. She was really angry, very, very angry person. So we can see how even anger and frustration, all this change, but what we eat. So we have to be very conscious of what we are bringing to our body.
Wow.
And Ayurveda, I will say, Ayurveda is the science of living, is the science of medicine. So, and they tell us, if separate of your dosha, if you are Vata, Pitta or Kapha, what you have to eat. We should follow that. India have such a rich culture that people is trying to follow Westerns, but you have the real culture here. You should follow. I'm following, and I'm the happiest.
माय गॉड, आई एम सो हैप्पी टू हियर ऑल ऑफ दिस फ्रॉम यू। दोस्तों, इन्होंने अभी जो बातें कही वो कई हिंदुस्तानी भी फॉलो नहीं करते हैं। इन्होंने अभी कहा कि आयुर्वेद जो है, और इन्हें पित्त दोष, वात, कफ, पित्त, ये सारे दोषों के बारे में पता है। ये स्वयं आयुर्वेद अपने जीवन में लागू करती हैं। तो बहुत आनंद आ रहा है एक विदेश से आई हुई लड़की से ये सारी बातें हिंदुस्तान के बारे में और हमारी सभ्यता, हमारे कल्चर के बारे में सुनते हुए। अच्छा, तो इनसे मैंने पूछा था कि जो आप खाते हैं क्या उससे आपके शरीर पर, आपके मन पर असर होता है, क्योंकि ये भी एक हिंदुस्तान की बहुत पुरानी फिलॉसफी है कि जैसा अन्न वैसा मन, और अंबिका जी कहती हैं कि ऐसा बिल्कुल होता है। अर्थात इन्होंने कहा कि जब आप अपने शरीर के अंदर अच्छी चीज़ें, फ्रेश चीज़ें, नेचुरल चीज़ें डालते हैं तो आपका शरीर बहुत लाइट, बहुत अच्छा फील करता है, और सारी शरीर की बीमारियां या सारी शरीर की अच्छाई आपके पेट से शुरू होती है। प्लस इन्होंने ये भी कहा कि जब आप कोई उग्र चीज़ें खाते हैं तो उससे आपके मानसिक तौर तरीक़ों पर नेचुरली प्रभाव पड़ता है। इसका एक एग्जाम्पल इन्होंने बताया कि जो इनकी माँ थी वो पहले मांस मछली का सेवन करती थी और उन्हें गुस्सा बहुत जल्दी से, तीव्रता से आता था, किंतु आज इनकी माता ने मांस मछली का सेवन करना बंद कर दिया है और इन्होंने देखा है कि अब वो बिल्कुल शांत हो गई हैं। तो हम लोग जो कई बार सोचते हैं कि हमें गुस्सा क्यों आता है, इसका आंसर, इसका जवाब एक्चुअली आपके खान पान में भी हो सकता है, तो इस पर गौर करना ज़रूरी होगा। ग्रेट। सो you spoke about Ayurveda, you spoke about Indian culture. This is so beautiful. Now, so shall we connect back to where we were and then come back here? Yeah.
So after living there 2 years, my
Yeah.
happiest days of my life, I received a call to
Yeah.
come to Vrindavan, and I was like, I was also serving Tulsi Devi
अच्छा.
in London. So I believe because I was happy in where I was. You know, I was happy in London. I was happy in the temple.
Yeah.
When I received this call to go to Vrindavan, I understood it was because I really served Vrinda Devi. I was chanting the mantra all the time, and actually, the mantra says, "Let me reside in Vrindavan." So I said, okay, let me go and check. So I came to Vrindavan. We're in Vrindavan. So I came to Vrindavan, and it was very hard. It was very hard. The first day, it was the hardest day in my life.
Why was it hard? Was it a culture shock or was it difficult?
It was a culture shock. Yes. I'll be very open and honest. And
This is more like a village, and you know.
yeah, it's a village, and I was living in the old Vrindavan side, near Gopeshwar Mahadev, where
Ji, ji.
everything is still very, very old. And that was like, that was in 2011.
अच्छा.
So now you can see more buildings and things like that. Actually, now I don't like to see many buildings. But yeah, before it was, and also because I saw a little dirty, the dogs, cows. I was like, I need to feed everyone. I need to, even some people, I saw them very skinny, and I was just too much in my mind. I was like, I need to do changes here. I want to help everyone. Even I was taking a rickshaw wala. In those times, it was just cycle rickshaw. So I just couldn't even take a rickshaw because I said, okay, you sit in the back, I will pedal. And I was even giving extra money, and like that, the funny things happen.
Your heart is so compassionate.
Well, thank you very much. But I was like thinking so much about it. But it was not good. I will tell you why. Because I was not really focusing in what was Vrindavan. I was looking with the material eyes, not with the spiritual eyes.
जी.
So I say I need to go back to London. And I was just going, I need to go back to London. That was on my head. I was even maybe committing some aparat here, you know, offense in Vrindavan. I was like, better I go there. It's not my time to be here. And I got to know that I have to stay here for a year. And I said no. And I went immediately to do my paperwork for London. They refused my visa. I got bitten by a monkey that day. Who knows what happened? It was like, you have to stay. So I have to stay. And they refused my visa to London for 1 year. And my visa here was for 1 year.
1 year.
So I said, I have to surrender.
You think this was an arrangement of...
I'll tell you.
Okay.
after.
दोस्तों, बहुत रोमांचक सी कहानी हो गई है अब. अंबिका जी कह रही हैं कि इन्होंने तुलसी महारानी की, वृंदा देवी की पूजा अर्चना बहुत की और इसीलिए इन्हें वृंदावन आने का, वृंदावन वास का ये मौका मिला. तो हम में से कई लोग जो सोचते हैं कि वृंदावन कैसे आएँ, कैसे पधारें, तो तुलसी महारानी की या वृंदा देवी की सेवा और पूजा अगर आप करें तो आप वृंदावन में वास आपको मिल सकता है। जब ये यहाँ वृंदावन पहली बार आई तो इनके लिए कल्चर शॉक था। बहुत अलग सी जगह थी ये, एक छोटा सा गांव, क्योंकि ये बड़े बड़े शहरों में से आई थी। और इनके हृदय में जो हमने देखा बहुत सारा दया भाव है। जब इन्होंने सड़कों पर घूमती हुई गैयां देखी और बहुत सारे और पशु पक्षी देखे, इनके हृदय में बस ये था मैं इन्हें जाके कुछ खिला दूं। जब इन्हें साइकिल रिक्शा देखी, जो हम सबको बहुत आनंद आता है चढ़ने में उसमें, तो इनका मन करता था कि मैं खुद साइकिल चला के, रिक्शा चला के जाऊं और वो जो व्यक्ति है उसे पीछे बिठा लूं। तो इतनी दया भाव थी इनके हृदय में। और पर इन्हें कुछ चीज़ें यहाँ पे सही नहीं लग रही थी, तो इनके मन में था कि मैं फिर लौटकर लंदन चली जाऊँ जहाँ से मैं आई हूँ। और इन्होंने पूरी कोशिश की, ये गई अपना वीज़ा कराने के लिए लौटने का, लेकिन इनका वीज़ा किसी कारणवश रिजेक्ट हो गया और उसी दिन इन्हें एक बंदर ने आकर काट लिया और 1 वर्ष के लिए इनका वीज़ा रिजेक्ट हुआ और 1 ही वर्ष के लिए इनका हिंदुस्तान का जो है वीज़ा था। तो अब आइए जानते हैं कि क्या इस सारी अरेंजमेंट में कोई रहस्य है, क्या इसमें कोई ऊपर की शक्ति का हाथ है। सो you believe this was an arrangement of the Almighty of Srimati Radharani and Krishna. They say nothing in Vrindavan happens without the permission of Srimati Radharani actually. So do you think it was her wish?
For sure it was, but I couldn't see in those times. Just until I start doing service in Vrindavan. If you are in Vrindavan, you must serve. You must come, feed cows, do a small service that here in many temples you will get the chance to serve. But just through service I understood that Vrindavan is not a normal place. Just through serving and actually chanting your rounds and really put your heart and mind every time you see, take the darshan. Till I did that in a couple of months, I understood that Vrindavan is not to sit with the material eyes. Vrindavan is to see with the spiritual eyes. That's why if we don't have the correct vision and the correct guidance, we will never understand Vrindavan. So I was praying a lot to Gopeshwar Mahadev. Gopeshwar Mahadev is a place that you have to visit as soon as you come to Vrindavan to help you to have a good mindset that Vrindavan is not in this world. Vrindavan is in a spiritual world, and we have to see with our soul because we are the soul. We have to see through our soul, no, with nothing material. Also, I did a lot of seva before of cleaning Vrindavan. So instead of criticizing, we have to take action. So I saw it was dirty, and I will just complain and it's so dirty. No, we have to make a change. We have to be the change of things that we don't see right. So we started a project called Brush Vrindavan Act Now. Maybe many people will know about it because it was very big in those times.
Brush
Vrindavan Act Now, yes.
Achha.
So we were cleaning the ghats of Jamuna.
Achha.
So we were cleaning Keshi Ghat side, Brahmanda Ghat, many places we were cleaning. We were actually going to Barsana, Raval, everywhere to clean. So we were picking up garbage and teaching people, please don't pollute. I was also dressing in Ganga, Jamuna, Saraswati trees. We were like, protect me, because everyone sees that it's a personification there. So we were like dressing us as the personification and asking, please don't pollute me. If you offer an incense, don't just throw the box in the side. So we were teaching people. And people got to understand things, and we were also open something called the Bhumi Guards. So they were cleaning. So the bodies from South America were sending money, and we hired people to clean some areas. And now we inspire the government. Now, as you can see, they are doing. Before this didn't happen. So we were agitating a lot of the politicians here. So I was actually a PR of the project. And I was traveling Delhi, Lucknow, to just speak, please pay attention to Vrindavan. So I did all this seva, and just through this service, I understood that we must do a service in Vrindavan. We were feeding cows, cleaning. We opened a school for poor kids. So by doing this service also in Vrindavan, you can change Vrindavan, because Vrindavan In the spiritual side is always pure. But in the material, we are the ones who are polluting Vrindavan. We are the ones who are causing this trouble. It's not just we say, oh, it's the villagers. It's actually not the villagers. It's mainly the tourists. So we have to have pure consciousness. If I'm coming to Vrindavan, I'm not going to pollute. I'm going to make a change. I think I spoke a lot. Sorry.
Everything you're saying is affecting my heart so much right now. It's so sweet. Thank you. दोस्तों, इन बातों पे अगर हम अमल करना शुरू कर दें तो कितना सुंदर हो जाएगा. हम एक्चुअली हर स्थान को वृंदावन बना सकेंगे, अपने अंदर के हृदय को वृंदावन बना सकेंगे. तो इन्होंने कहा कि वृंदावन इस जगत का है ही नहीं, वृंदावन आध्यात्मिक जगत से है. और इस बात को समझने के लिए आपको आध्यात्मिक चक्षु चाहिए. और वो आध्यात्मिक चक्षु पाने के लिए आपको वृंदावन में, ब्रज में आकर सिर्फ एक ही काम करना है, और वो है सेवा. जब तक आप सेवा नहीं करेंगे तब तक आप ब्रज को ब्रज मान ही नहीं पाएंगे, समझ ही नहीं पाएंगे. तब तक आप यहाँ जो छोटी छोटी गलियाँ हैं, गंदगी है, उन चीज़ों पे अपना ध्यान देंगे. आप आध्यात्म पे, प्रेम पे, ब्रज के प्रेम पे ध्यान नहीं दे पाएंगे. तो सेवा करनी बहुत आवश्यक है. तो जब से यहाँ ये सेवा करना शुरू किया है इन्होंने, तब से इनके हृदय में ये भाव का परिवर्तन होना शुरू हो गया. और एक बहुत अच्छी चीज़ जो हमें अंबिका जी से सीखने मिलती है वो ये है कि जब भी इन्होंने किसी चीज़ को गलत होता देखा, उसे सही करने का जिम्मा इन्होंने अपने हाथ में उठा लिया. तो इन्होंने जब देखा कि घाट गंदे हैं, गंदगी है, कचरा पड़ा है, तो इन्होंने एक ग्रुप फॉर्म किया. व्हाट वाज द नेम ऑफ दैट ग्रुप?
Braj Vrindavan Act Now.
ब्रज वृंदावन
Act Now.
एक्ट. अच्छा.
It was in those times.
अच्छा.
Now, sadly, it's not working anymore.
अच्छा. तो इन्होंने उस समय एक ग्रुप बनाया जिसका नाम था ब्रज वृंदावन एक्ट नाउ, यानी कि अभी कुछ तीव्रता से काम कीजिए. और उस ग्रुप में इन्होंने जाकर के घाटों को साफ करना शुरू किया. फिर इन्होंने नाटिकाएं प्रस्तुत करनी शुरू की जिसमें ये नदी, पेड़ वगैरह बनते थे और जाकर लोगों को समझाते थे कि अगर आप हमें धूप दिया आरती करते हैं तो आपको हमारा ध्यान भी रखना है, हमें गंदा मत कीजिए. दोस्तों, इस ग्रुप ने जाकर के सरकार के सामने भी बहुत सारी बुहारें लगाई और उन्हें समझाया कि ब्रज की देखरेख करनी कितनी ज़रूरी है. और आज ऑफ कोर्स हमारी जो सरकार है वो इतना सब कर रही है, ब्रज का इतना जीर्णोद्धार हो चुका है, इतनी सफाई हो चुकी है. तो उसके पीछे इन जैसे कई भक्त हैं जो हमारे हिंदुस्तान से हैं भी नहीं, किंतु अपनी सारी हिम्मत से, अपने खून पसीने से इन्होंने ब्रज को इतना साफ और इतना अच्छा बनाया है. दिस इज सो इंस्पायरिंग एक्चुअली, यू नो. एंड एक और चीज़ जो मुझे बहुत छू गई वो ये था कि ब्रज में गंदगी नहीं है, ब्रज के लोग इसे गंदा नहीं करते हैं, पर हम लोग जो बाहर से आते हैं ये हमारा ज़िम्मा है. ये हम हैं जो कभी पानी की बोतल पी और यहाँ फेंक दिया, कुछ खाया और उसे यहाँ फेंक दिया. तो अगर हम अपनी छोटी सी कोशिश में सिर्फ अपना कार्य सही करें ना, तो ब्रज और सुंदर हमेशा हमेशा के लिए रह सकता है. अच्छा, तो अंबिका जी, what do you do otherwise? I mean, when you're not here in Vrindavan, what do you do?
Okay, I was living here for 10 years. In COVID, I have to do something for my life also.
Right.
So I started working.
Achha.
I have to move out from India. My visa was finished. My mother was like, what you will do in life? I was doing seva. I was happy. But now I understood, okay, I'm almost 30. I need to start working in the material life because we are in the material world. We need to also have a faith in the spiritual world, but here also we have to understand if we have to provide later. Like I wanna support my mother later, so I should do something in the material world. It was very hard to understand that. It took me so long. And yes, now I live in Dubai. Achha. I'm a yoga teacher. I also teach meditation and Indian classical dance in Dubai. So I'm also even teaching Emiratis how to dance for Jagannath.
So you're teaching who?
Emiratis, locals.
Emiratis,
yeah.
achha.
No, I mean, Dubai is very open.
Yes,
So many Westerns are there.
Right.
But locals are there and they are attracted to yoga. They're attracted to meditation. They're attracted to Indian classical dance. So I'm doing that. And another separate thing I do is modeling. Like if I get a good collaborations or contracts, I do that also.
जी,
And it can be sometimes challenging, but I
Right.
try to do in a way that, of course, I respect my principles.
right,
So I accept what it goes with me, like
right,
not showing my body much,
right,
and that I can relate with my dance, and my postures is mainly with my Indian classical dance. So I can at the same time work and be myself. And many people may criticize, oh, but you are in the spiritual path. How can you be a model?
right.
But if we are all meant to do something, and if the body is meant to, like people is attracted in some way for that, so do it, but with the right way. Don't do
Right.
like showing your body. We can have the balance,
जी, जी, जी.
and I'm learning how to do it.
Hmm.
And I put in my practice, so it's okay. Like you were just asking me about.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know if I can speak about it.
Yes.
You were just asking me about like this girl who works for Bollywood dance.
Yes.
I mean, if she feels it's okay, the movements, and it's not very
Yes.
sexy or things like that, it's okay to do it.
Wow.
But at the end, we do need to be in these platforms also. Social media right now, many people, oh, but you are at the body, why you are in social media? Yeah, but social media is in the life of everyone.
Right.
Everyone is just now on the phone. So what we bring the message in this phone, we will make a big impact in people's life. So if we can be modeling and chanting the holy name of Krishna, or trying to guide with good principles, why
Right.
not? We are in this material world, we have to adjust.
Wow.
Of course, we have to protect our mind, because this can be very, very crazy also, very crazy world. Social media is a very crazy world that we have to be careful. But if you are using in the right way, it's
Yeah.
okay.
What dance do you do and learn?
I did Odyssey dance,
Odyssey.
and I'm doing kind of fusion.
Fusion?
Yeah, because not everyone knows Odyssey in
How many years
UAE.
did you learn Odissi?
I learned about 7 years in
Wow.
here in Vrindavan only. So now
Chai.
I'm teaching.
वाओ इट इज सो ब्यूटीफुल व्हाट वी जस्ट स्पोक सो दोस्तों अंबिका जी ने कुछ ऐसी बातें कही एक्चुअली एक इतनी यंग लड़की से इतना सब कुछ सुन पाना बहुत प्रेरणादायक लग रहा है इन्होंने कहा कि ये 10 साल तक यहीं रही वृंदावन में और जैसे ही कोविड हुआ तो फिर इन्हें वापस लौटना पड़ा और फिर इन्होंने ये भी समझा और जाना कि इन्हें कुछ कार्य करना भी साथ में शुरू करना पड़ेगा क्योंकि जब हम संसार में रहते हैं तो हमें धन और उपार्जन की भी ज़रूरत होती है, धन कमाने की ज़रूरत होती है ताकि हम अपने परिवार की देखरेख भी कर सकें। तो आज ये दुबई में यूएई में रहती हैं अपने प्रोफेशन के लिए और इनका जो प्रोफेशन है वो भी भक्ति से बहुत जुड़ा हुआ है। ये क्लासिकल डांस सीखा इन्होंने ओडिसी यहाँ पर वृंदावन में 7 वर्ष ये वही डांस वहाँ सिखाती हैं लोगों को जो यूएई के लोकल इमिराती हैं उन्हें डांस सिखाती हैं जगन्नाथ जी के लिए, मेडिटेशन सिखाती हैं उन्हें, योगा सिखाती हैं और इन्होंने एक और बहुत इंटरेस्टिंग बात कही कि ये मॉडलिंग भी करती हैं किंतु अपने प्रिंसिपल्स को ध्यान में रखते हुए। इन्होंने कहा कि अगर किसी व्यक्ति में कुछ टैलेंट है तो उसे झिझकना नहीं चाहिए, उसे उस टैलेंट का उपयोग करना चाहिए पर अपने प्रिंसिपल्स को, अपने कैरेक्टर को, अपनी इंटेग्रिटी को पूरा का पूरा ध्यान में रखते हुए। एक बहुत सुंदर बात इन्होंने कही कि आज की तारीख में सोशल मीडिया जो है वो सभी की ज़िंदगी में है तो एक भक्त को सोशल मीडिया से डरना या भागना नहीं चाहिए। उसी तरह से एक भक्त को या जो भी व्यक्ति साधना कर रहा है, साधक है, उसे इस संसार से भागना नहीं चाहिए क्योंकि जब भक्त संसार में रहेगा तभी तो वो भक्ति का प्रचार आगे लोगों के सामने कर पाएगा। तो ये बहुत मज़ा आ रहा है इन बातों को सुनते हुए क्योंकि कई बार हम सोचते हैं कि भैया भक्ति में चले गए तो सारे संसार को छोड़ना है। जी नहीं, भक्ति में चले गए तो संसार में रहकर भक्ति करनी है ताकि संसार को भी भक्ति की तरफ लेकर के आ सकें। You know, I am getting goosebumps listening all of this from you. This is so beautiful. I have another question for you. You dress so beautifully and what you're wearing is an Indian attire.
Yeah.
Tell us about this. Do you like wearing this? And I also want to ask you, you've covered your head. Especially a lot of people in India and even otherwise, people don't like covering their head. They want to show off their hair and stuff like that. But right now, the way you dressed, you're looking very beautiful, and I want to understand your thoughts behind this dressing.
Well, I believe India in general have the most beautiful dressing ever, like gopi dress, saris, Punjabis, like everything is just so colorful, beautiful, it's artistic. I don't know why people prefer to wear jeans. Like honestly, it's just
It's more comfortable, is what they say.
it's not comfortable. Jeans is like tight and annoying. You cannot even stretch with this. I can do yoga. I can run. It's so beautiful. Of course, with sari you want, but sari is elegant. Sari,
Yeah.
we have to understand when we wear sari.
Yes.
It's for beautiful festivals and everything. But I live in Dubai and I actually wear a lot of Indian clothes all the time, and people is like stopping me all the time. The girls, where can I get that? So I have the idea to start selling these clothes over there. That's why
Wow.
actually I post a lot about it in my
Right.
social media, because
Right.
people love the way I dress.
You're the right ambassador for Indian ethnic wear, I think.
I love you. Honestly, have the most amazing dressings, and I don't understand why people is not taking advantage again with the medicine, with the fashion, with everything. It's just so rich culture. Please take advantage of this culture and understand that it's already beautiful. You don't need to search outside. It's nothing there.
Wow.
You have the beautiful, the base of everything. And also, why I wear this? I especially wear, not all the time. I don't wear all the time, but especially in temples, we
Yeah.
should cover our hair. When we are taking the darshan, hair is something that is very attractive, as you
Right.
say. Ladies will love to. It's not like I wear the whole time,
Yeah.
but it's a right moments to wear. In Vrindavan, when you are in a holy place, when you are in front of a deity, it's God himself, so we show like some respect. This is a lot of ego, so we try to cover, and it's also attractive, so we just focus in that. We don't show much this, so it's just out of respect, out of
Wow.
focus. Normally if you see a beautiful lady with nice hair, you will
Yeah.
like, oh. So we don't want to focus in that. We want to focus just in Krishna.
Ji, ji.
Krishna have beautiful hair. We can just see his hair, yeah, and Radharani also. So yeah, I wear mainly like
Sure.
for respect, and I wear also sometimes I just love it.
Yeah.
Even in Dubai, I also love it,
Yeah.
but it's not like my everyday.
Yes, yes.
But for respect, we do. In the temple, we must do it.
वाओ वाओ तो इन्होंने कहा कि हिंदुस्तान में इतने सारी भिन्न 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 तरह के कपड़े हैं जो आप पहन सकते हैं, जैसे कि साड़ीज़ हैं, गोपी ड्रेस हैं, सलवार कमीज़ हैं और इतनी सारी चीज़ें, स्कर्ट्स हैं. और इन्होंने कहा कि लोग जो जीन्स कहते हैं कंफर्टेबल होती है, उससे ज़्यादा कंफर्टेबल ये हैं क्योंकि इन कपड़ों में आप जी सकते हैं, खुले कपड़े हैं ये. एक और बहुत सुंदर बात इन्होंने बताई, वो ये है कि जब हम मंदिर जाते हैं तो हमें अपने सर को ढक कर जाना चाहिए, और वो इसलिए है क्योंकि हम भगवान के प्रति आदर व्यक्त करते हैं अपना. जब हम अपना अहंकार किसी को दिखाना चाहते हैं तो हम नंगे सर जाते हैं, पर जब हम शरणागति लेने जाते हैं तो हम सर को ढक कर के जाते हैं. और जो व्यक्ति के बाल हैं, हम हमेशा बालों में उलझे रहते हैं. बाल बहुत अट्रैक्टिव चीज़ होती हैं, किंतु जब आप भगवान के सामने जाते हैं तो आप उन्हें अपने बाल नहीं, आप उनकी सुंदरता को, उनके अट्रैक्शन को देखने जाते हैं. और आप मंदिर में ये इसीलिए भी करते हैं ताकि आप नहीं चाहते कि अन्य लोग आपको देखकर आकर्षित हों और उनका ध्यान आपकी तरफ बटे. आप चाहते हैं कि उनका सारा ध्यान, उनका मन सिर्फ और सिर्फ कृष्ण की तरफ रहे. ये इतना सुंदर भाव है सचमुच. वाओ, सो थैंक यू. I know you have less time and you're about to go now. You have a flight, where are you off to?
I have to go to Dubai. But I'm always back to Vrindavan. I always need to.
When do we see you back?
I'll be here again in November. Just November.
Acha, you were here for Kartik?
Yeah, I came for Parikrama. Of course, being surrounded with the bodies, offering my candle to Damodar is very, very important in Kartik. So I came for 10 days. Now I'm happy. I always come to Vrindavan to recharge. I need to always come to this spiritual place, because for sure it's a special vibration here, and especially in Kartik time, that I just needed to take it. And again, I go to give what Vrindavan teach me.
ब्यूटीफुल ब्यूटीफुल. दोस्तों, इन्होंने कहा कि ये वृंदावन आती हैं अपने आप को रिचार्ज करने के लिए, ये यहाँ से वो सारी भक्ति, वो सारी शक्ति लेकर जाती हैं और फिर उसे संसार में लोगों की तरफ बांटती हैं। दैट्स सो ब्यूटीफुल। अभी ये दुबई जा रही हैं, बहुत कम समय है इनके पास, फिर भी इन्होंने हमें अपना समय दिया है और ये फिर अगले महीने यहाँ आएंगी 10 दिन के लिए। स्पेशली ये कार्तिक मास क्योंकि है, स्पेशली यहाँ पे आई थी दीपदान करने, गौ सेवा करने, अन्य सारी सेवाएं करने। सो अंबिका, can you sing a little bit for us? Whatever, you've stayed here in Vrindavan so long and you love Vrindavan. That's what I can understand and see from you. So whatever probably is your favorite 2 lines that you want to sing for us.
Well, I love this. One of my favorite is Jai Radha Madhava.
Yeah.
Our main guru, our main master, he said that this was the window to go to Vrindavan Dham, to the real Vrindavan.
Acha.
So I always try to remember, and it speaks about Krishna, it speaks about the gopis, it speaks about Yamuna. It's like very, very beautiful. If you get the chance, search for Jai Radha Madhava. So I will, even though I don't like my singing, I'm gonna do it because I just want to share with all of you.
Ji.
You can sing with me.
Yes, I will attempt.
It's Jai Radha Madhava, Jai Kunja Vihari, Jai Radha Madhava, Jai Kunja Vihari, Jaya Gopijana Vallabha, Jayo Giri Varadhari, Jayo Gopijana Vallabha, Jayo Giri Varadhari, Yashodanandana Vraja Jana Ranjana,
Yashodhanandana Brajajana Ranjana,
Jamuna Tira Vanachari,
Jamuna Tira Banachari,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna,
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Jai Vrindavan Dham ki
Jai Jai. Beautiful. It was actually very meditative for me. I think, especially when you started chanting the Hare Krishna mantra, I was feeling very meditative. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right. Yes.
No, I'm just saying, come to Vrindavan.
Yeah.
Make sure we have the mindset to be in a place to serve,
Yeah.
because Vrindavan is giving us so much in the spiritual aspect. So we should give something and serve Vrindavan. Feed cows, clean. I will actually one day will like to do a clean again. Go back to my back days and bring everyone who wants to join in a cleanup, because
Sure.
as pure we maintain the place even outside,
Sure.
we will attract more people to this
Yeah.
holy place. So this is something in one of my goals. I'm writing so many goals in this life, but it's good to have goals, you know.
Ji,
We
ji.
need to fulfill them, and especially if it's in the service to Krishna.
Yeah. Sure. Beautiful. And now with social media, I think you'll be able to activate many, many more people who can join you in this very beautiful thought of yours.
My social media, I'm trying to find a way
Yeah.
that, because I don't want to be like very, very strict. I'm of course Krishna devotee, but I need to understand that I'm in Dubai and I want to attract people.
Yes.
So we need to be very
Balanced.
balanced. I'm attracting also with the beauty of the dresses, the beauty of the dance. if we are feminine, we should show our femininity.
जी.
Same thing. But I'm trying also to take the practices, the beautiful practices we do. So I'm gonna preach more about it for sure. I need to find the balance of that. I'm still searching the way of how to do it. But yeah, everyone is all the time how I improve my life, how I improve my day. I want to go back early. I want to be more active. So all these things is already there in our sadhana, in our practice. Yeah. So I'm gonna keep sharing that. So if you are there, yeah, I will be there in social media more active now.
Sure. We look forward. So, अंबिका जी ने बहुत सुंदर एक भजन गाया हमारे लिए, जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी. आप इसे ऑनलाइन सर्च करके भी डेली अपने लाइफ में सुन सकते हैं. और इन्होंने कहा कि इन्होंने आप सबको निमंत्रण दिया है कि आप भी वृंदावन आएं, श्रीधाम वृंदावन. और यहाँ आने का एक ही सही वे है और वो है सेवा करना. यहाँ आएं, गौ माता की सेवा करें, ब्रज की सेवा करें. ब्रज हमें इतना सब कुछ दे रहा है, उसे पाएं. और उसके बदले में, आप बदले में तो वैसे कुछ नहीं कर सकते हम, पर उसके बदले में अपनी सेवा ब्रज को दें. और ये चाहती हैं कि फिर से ये जो क्लीनिंग इन्होंने की थी उसे दोबारा से एक्टिवेट करें, दोबारा से शुरू करें. हम आशा करते हैं कि वो सारा कुछ ये जल्दी कर पाएंगी और हम जैसों को भी अपने साथ जोड़ पाएंगी अपने सोशल मीडिया अकाउंट से. और लास्ट में आइए इनसे एक मैसेज लेते हैं. सो अंबिका, यू आर ऑफ टू दुबई नाउ एंड वी आर ऑब्वियसली होपिंग टू सी यू वेरी सून. आई वांट टू आस्क यू, अ लॉट ऑफ यंगस्टर्स who have not yet figured out their path, what would your message be to them? I mean, a lot of times, especially in the young age, we're busy finding our careers, finding money, or finding that's something which will give us happiness. And we actually spend most of our years doing that, and probably much later we realize that I missed something. So what's your message to all of these youngsters who are out in the world trying to figure out what do they want to be and how do they do it?
For me, it's important that people understand if they want to be doctors, do it. If they want, it's important.
Yes.
If you want to be in the professional life, do it. But you must have a spiritual practice in your life. Otherwise, you won't be happy. Nothing in the material world will give you happiness. That's for sure. Everything is temporary. The only thing that is eternal is spiritual, because we are spiritual. So a spiritual practice is a must nowadays, and especially in those times that everything is so superficial. Things are just sometimes by showing social media. I'm sorry, I also have my struggles, and I'm just showing my good part, and people is like, how you are 100% happy? When I'm 100% happy is when I know I'm chanting my rounds. It's when I'm connected with the bodies. I'm 100% happy when I'm in Vrindavan, but I need to go back to the material world. I mean, this is material, but I have to go back to my workplace that is Dubai. So what? I also search the bodies. Sadhu Sangha is the most important. Association, wherever you are, try to associate with people who is connected with God. This is one of the most important things. Like that, you will be always happy. Through association. Be careful with who you associate, because that you will become. And at the end, if people like just parties or these kind of things, they will be miserable. You won't be always happy. You do it, have fun for a short time, and later you are depressed. And you ask, why? Why so many changes? Because it's not eternal happiness. Eternal happiness is the spiritual way. So make sure as you feed your professional career, feed your spiritual life. Have a balance and unite at the end together thus and serve God. Because we can unite this. I'm doing it, and I and not only me, there are so many thousands of voting showing that this is possible when we unite both of them. So that I will say. Associations, search for the bodies. They are the best in this whole world. Believe me.
Beautiful. तो अंबिका जी से मैंने ये कहा कि आज के जो हमारे नवयुवक हैं, जो उनके लिए क्या संदेश देना चाहती हैं. सम वेरी ब्यूटीफुल थिंग्स, कुछ बहुत सुंदर चीज़ें जो इन्होंने बोली अभी. इन्होंने कहा कि आप जिस भी प्रोफेशन को चुनना चाहते हैं उसे पूरी तरह से कीजिए. डॉक्टर बनिए, इंजीनियर बनिए, जो करना चाहते हैं करें, किंतु अपने जीवन में एक आध्यात्मिक अंग को रखना बहुत ज़रूरी है। ये आध्यात्मिक अंग दरअसल आपकी ग्राउंडिंग के तरह है, आपको स्थिर बनाता है, स्थायी बनाता है, क्योंकि संसार में सब कुछ अस्थाई है, सब कुछ नश्वर है, जल्दी जल्दी ख़त्म होता जा रहा है। इसीलिए कोई एक चीज़ ऐसी होनी बहुत ज़रूरी है जो शाश्वत है, और वो हमारा आध्यात्मिक जीवन है। तो अगर आपके पास आध्यात्मिकता है तो भले ही आपके जीवन में कितने भी उतार चढ़ाव आएँ, आप स्थिर रहेंगे, आप हिलेंगे नहीं, डगमगाएंगे नहीं। और ये स्थिरता आप ला सकते हैं अगर आपके जीवन में भक्तों का संग हो। तो भक्तों के संग को आपको रखना है। एक बहुत इम्पॉर्टेंट चीज़ उन्होंने कही कि जिसके साथ हम रहेंगे, जैसा संग होगा वैसा रंग होगा। तो भक्तों को चुनिए, उसी से आपके जीवन में स्थिरता और खुशी आएगी। इन्होंने कहा ये 100% हैप्पी होती हैं जब ये भक्तों के साथ होती हैं। फैंटास्टिक, दिस वाज सच अ प्लेजर। आई एम all of us, we're so grateful to you that you gave us your time.
You gave me the time to speak here. I'm very
Thank
happy,
you.
and you are all doing beautiful. We do need actually more channels like you to feed us, because we are so much in the phone. We are all the time searching for things, and this is the best search we can do in our life. Search for this kind of topics. So thank you. You are spreading that all over the world, and
Thank
of
you.
course in India. And I'm
Thank
very
you.
grateful to be here. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. So this is for Hare Krishna TV, and we've got around 1 million subscribers.
Wow, beautiful.
From you, we'd request you now that you've appreciated this little effort. We'd request you to ask all the viewers to come and subscribe the channel, so that we can spread more love of Krishna and more bhakti in this world.
For sure, I will. Jai Hare Krishna.
Hari Hari.
So, my dear friends, if you want to know more about the spiritual topics to make your life more blissful, please subscribe to Hare Krishna TV.
So you told us that you'll try and learn Hindi in 5 months.
Yeah,
And I-
pressure now.
Easy. I'm sure Shriji will do this. Radharani will do this. Yeah. And I know you're making a lot of efforts to learn Hindi even as we speak now. And we want you to say something little bit in Hindi, what you've learned. Yeah, you want to make an attempt?
Yes. नमस्ते, मेरा नाम अंबिका है। मैं कोलंबिया से हूँ। अभी मैं दुबई रहती हूँ। मुझे वृंदावन से प्रेम है। बहुत प्रेम है।
और हम आशा करते हैं कि आपका ये प्रेम वृंदावन के लिए हमेशा बरकरार रहे, और हमारे हृदय में भी उतना ही प्रेम वृंदावन के लिए बने। I know you're off, you have a flight to catch, so we're going to let you go immediately. But right before this, I want to do something with you. We're going to do this very long Jai Jai Shri Radhe. You're in for it?
Yes, of course.
Okay, so दोस्तों आप भी हमारे साथ एक बार जोर से कहिए 1, 2, 3 जय जय श्री राधे।
Wow, what an energy.
सबको मिले श्री वृंदावन धाम। हरे कृष्णा टीवी की तरफ से हरि बोल।
हरि बोल।
ऐसे ही और भक्तिमय कार्यक्रमों के लिए देखिए हरे कृष्णा टेलीविजन, और इसे प्राप्त करने के लिए आप अपने केबल अथवा DTH ऑपरेटर से संपर्क करें, तथा और अधिक जानकारी के लिए आज ही डायल करें 7666 839 839।